I guess this is on, so I will begin. Video journal, third entry for weeks 4 and 5, and maybe 6. I'm a little behind. So it's been very interesting the past couple of weeks. It's been even more busy than the previous weeks when I said it was incredibly busy. So I've taken on my junior high work sample, which has been new for me. It's a 3-week unit of 7th grade health. And so far it's going great. I have an all boys class and I'll be doing 3 weeks with them. We'll do 3 chapters of teenage health, and it's pretty interesting. They're a really good group. They do 3 weeks of health. They have 1 day a week of PE, and then they go into a 3-week PE unit. So I'm starting them out with my authentic performance task. And the last chapter they did was on parenthood and the responsibilities of childcare. So I'm doing the old take care of an egg for a week thing. And tomorrow they get their eggs, and they were really excited about it. And I challenged the boys' class, because of course the first thing they wanted to do was go out and break their eggs and boil them and shoot them with guns. And I said, I want to see how many of you can get your eggs through 1 week without cracking them. And I wanted to compare that to the girls' class. And they were like, oh yeah, we can do it. We can do it. So we'll see how they do. So right now I'm teaching an 11th and 12th grade English blend first period. We just finished 6 weeks of fairy tales, and that was really cool. Well, come back. Each of the 3 teachers who were teaching it, me and the other 2 language arts teachers, taught a 2-week unit, and then we rotated the students. So by the 3rd week, I felt like I was really getting good, and I really liked that system. It was great. It was a really good experience in co-teaching, and having the opportunity to teach the same thing to 3 different groups was really good, because by the end of it, I felt like it was really effective, and that they learned, and their test scores indicated that too. So that was great. It was kind of a great validation for the way that I planned my unit. And it was fun to collaborate with those 2 other teachers. I feel lucky that I had that opportunity. My mentor teacher has been great, Christina. It's almost like it's like a marriage at this point. I've been hanging out in her classroom since last year, over a year now, and she's been super helpful, especially as I get closer towards the end. And I'm kind of happy that my presence is giving her more time to organize herself and prepare her lesson plans, and even do more as far as her curriculum, helping her have time to be more creative and to collaborate with other teachers as well. So that part of it is good, and I hope I have that opportunity someday too, to have a student teacher. I heard, on that note, I heard one of our fellow students in our cohort is going to wait and not graduate with us because of a little problem that he had with his mentor teacher. And I think it's a good decision. If it's not working out, you try to get through it if you can, but if you can't, then I think you need to realize that you should step back, and that's what he did. I think it's a good decision. You can always go back, and the match between the mentor teacher and the student teacher is really critical, and the environment that you're teaching in. Because if it isn't a good match and it's not working out for you, you're going to get frustrated, and you're not going to be able to do a job that is already really difficult and takes all of your energy and time and dedication to pull it off. And so if you have any kind of a personality conflict, I just can't imagine how that would work. And it makes me even appreciate my mentor teacher even more for the feedback she's given me, and the help, and just everything. I feel lucky, and I feel very lucky getting the placement that I got, and it might even lead to a job, so that's been super. First period language arts 11 and 12 blend. 3rd period health 7th graders. Very different. Very different. Um, fifth period, ninth graders, language arts, and seventh period, also language arts, ninth graders. So 4 classes. The fifth and seventh are split level, a little bit higher level in the fifth period and a little lower level in the seventh. Those have been very challenging, especially the seventh period. There's been a lot of classroom management issues, a lot of IEPs for students in those classes, especially seventh period. And I've tried multiple ways to get them to be a little less vocal, and I forced them to do a seating chart today, and there was a lot of grumbling, but I think a lot of them actually wanted the seating chart because there are students in there that would like to have more order in the classroom. So I think they're turning, the tide is turning in my favor, and their response to me has been overwhelmingly positive, and some of the comments they've made really made me feel good. One of the students gave a testimonial today about how he wanted to apologize to me and Christina, my mentor teacher, about how much he talks, and he knows why there's a seating chart now, and he said, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I'll try to be better. And then half an hour later he was talking again. But they're sweet kids. They're really not malicious at all. They're just, by seventh period they are just, they're everywhere. But it's helping me really, it's helping me improve in that aspect of teaching. And classroom management is something I struggle with because I like to treat these students as adults and give them adult responsibilities. But in ninth grade, sometimes they need a little bit of corralling, a little bit of gentle nudging in the right direction. And I think that they respond to that. If you give them a little bit too much freedom, sometimes they don't know what to do with it. So that's been something I've learned. Another thing I've learned is it's really difficult to have 4 classes, and my mentor teacher has 5 preps a day, so that's crazy. Actually make that 6, I think, which is, I don't know, I can't even imagine at this point. Over spring break I did my work sample for the health class. It's not quite done, it's almost done, and I'll be taking the multiple subjects tests April 14th, so I'll have to study a little bit for the math part, I think. I'm not too worried about the English part. What else? I had a great meeting with Catherine about my ESOL endorsement, and she essentially waived all of my course requirements and said that I will have to do some kind of practicum next year or get a job teaching ESOL on I forgot what she called it, but some kind of needs contract basis with the district. And if I'm working with another ESL teacher who's endorsed with ESOL, that would substitute for the practicum for the student teaching hours, which would be super if I could get that endorsement. So I'll be taking the ESOL Orella test, so I'll have a lot of money expenditure going that direction. But luckily the ESOL I don't feel like I'm going to have to study for too hard. Maybe not at all. We'll see. The math I will have to study a little bit. So right now things are super hectic. I'm coaching girls softball. That's been a blast. I am just unbelievably busy. But it's been good. It's given me a real taste of what this career will be like. And what else? It's helping me realize where my weaknesses are and what I need to improve, like mainly organization, classroom management, staying on top of things, because I think I really pride myself on being a creative teacher that helps my students learn in unique and novel, innovative ways. But in order to do that, you have to be in front of that particular, whatever you want to call it, train, storm front that's moving in. You have to be in front of it to be creative, which means you have to be organized and you have to use every minute that you have to do that. Because if you get caught up in it, or if you get phone call, if you get behind it, you won't be able to do it. You'll get overwhelmed and inundated. And I'm starting to understand how valuable it is to have time off or periods of time to work on that creativity, work on curriculum, work on lesson plans. So I'm going to cut it off here. There's so much more I want to say, but I think I might have a time limit, so I'll let it go at this, and see you next time.